and I'm here representing the Honorable Vice Mayor Cindy Allen. She couldn't be here today, but the issue of gun violence awareness is very important to her. Your presence here shows our community's dedication to creating a safer environment for everyone. I want to extend a special thank you to our city officials, the mayor, Senator Lena Gonzalez, Long Beach Police and Fire Departments, healthcare professionals, survivors, and activists who are here with us today. Every day, more than 120 lives are lost to gun violence in the United States, and hundreds more are wounded. This epidemic affects us all, regardless of our age, race, or background. When we come together as a community, our voices are stronger and our impact is greater. Today, we stand in solidarity, not just to raise awareness, but to demand change. Today's rally is just one step. We must continue to advocate, to educate, and engage with our leaders and neighbors to sustain momentum for change. It is with great pleasure that I introduce a visionary leader, a champion of innovation, and a steadfast advocate for our beloved city. Since taking office as mayor, Rex Richardson has continued to lead with integrity, passion, and a clear vision for the future. His initiatives have focused on fostering economic growth, promoting social equity, and ensuring that Long Beach remains a city where everyone can thrive. Mayor Richardson's collaborative approach and dedication to the community engagement have earned him the respect and admiration of his constituents. Please join me in welcoming Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson.
All right, well, thank you, Mimi, for that introduction. It's afternoon now. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a busy morning. I was with my daughter. It's the end of school, so we had award ceremonies and all of that today. I want to thank all of you for joining us today for this important awareness event, kicking off Gun Violence Awareness Week. And I want to thank our Vice Mayor, who couldn't be here, for helping to organize today's event and bring all of these folks together. And I want to thank, our first responders who are here with us today. We normally see our police officers and firefighters, but today we actually get to see some of our trauma units at MemorialCare and our nurses that make a real difference. Let's hear it for all of our first responders. It's an entire continuum. In fact, we were just together, I think it was yesterday, celebrating, ensuring that people know how to use CPR, how to administer CPR, because that's an important skill to make sure that our entire community does their part to keep people safe. Well, today is June 7th. It is National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Gun violence is an issue that impacts cities all across America, not just Long Beach, but cities all across America and across California. But here in Long Beach, we like to come out and acknowledge it and do all that we can to bring all of our community together, because even one incident of gun violence is too many. And so we know that we're heading into the summer months. And every summer, when we get those warm months and when students get out of school, we know that we tend to see an increase of violence impacting residents. We know that these incidents of violence have a disproportionate impact on young people, particularly youth of color and low-income neighborhoods. And summer is here. It is, unfortunately for some parents, your kids are coming home during the day. But it's an exciting time. It's a time where we spend time with our families. We activate our parks and our beaches. But we also know it's a time that we have to work together to address gun violence, youth gun violence, to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to have a fun, safe, and memorable summer. The fact of the matter is, the best way we prevent violence is by activating our communities and presenting our young people with opportunities. Earlier this week, right here in this very spot, we announced our city's plan for summer. Our city's plan for a safe and healthy summer, the Strong Beach Initiative, and Strong, spelled out, is standing together to reach our next generation. It's an overall initiative across all of our city departments, our parks, our health department, police department, fire department, to work together with our community members to engage young people in ways they've never been engaged before throughout the entire summer. We're talking 750 youth jobs. We're talking mental health support and trauma care, and We're talking engaging with our neighborhoods with free summer block parties and all the things we need to do to make sure our entire summer is engaged for young people and for our community members. We're also going to make sure that we're doing data-driven collective approaches to ensure that we're taking guns off the street and working with our police department, and also deploying high crime focus teams and neighborhood safety bike teams throughout our communities to proactively provide support to the communities that are most vulnerable to gun violence throughout the summer. And so by engaging with our young people, it's really three key areas of focus. Engaging with our young people, that's one. Two, making sure we're having a data-driven approach to gun violence and public safety with our police department. And three, engaging in our neighborhoods like never before. By deploying these three strategies, we can make sure that we have a healthy, safe, and memorable summer for everyone. And so today is, again, we're kicking off summer. School gets out next Thursday, right? So now is the right time for everyone to come together and make a real statement around working together to end gun violence in our communities because it impacts all of us. It is, I was having a conversation with one of our trauma nurses at MemorialCare. They said anything we can do to prevent an additional customer in the ER is an okay thing, right? We want to have more customers in our businesses, but not more customers in our trauma centers, in our emergency rooms, right? Well, that's something that we can do if we continue to work together. So now we're gonna move on with the program. It's my distinct honor to introduce my dear friend, a trailblazer in public service, Long Beach's Senator Lena Gonzalez. Come on up, Lena.
All right. Hello, Long Beach. It's so great to be back home. Just flew back yesterday from Sacramento. So I want to thank you all for gathering today. I'm State Senator Lena Gonzalez. I proudly represent and raise my family here in Long Beach. And thank you all to everyone who is present here today. And in honor of folks who've passed and also those who have been taken away too soon from gun violence. As a person who has lost a family member to gun violence myself, I am here with the families in solidarity for their loved ones and with a personal and professional quest alongside many of you to end gun violence in Long Beach and in California. Gun violence in our communities hurts us all and permeates trauma for generations. And in California, a state that is known for the strictest gun laws, someone is killed with a gun every 3 hours. And as a mom of 3 sons, it's hard to hear the astounding statistics that beginning in 2020, firearms actually surpassed vehicle accidents as the leading cause of death for children in the United States. As the mayor has said, this must all end. And I really commend the Long Beach government officials and our law enforcement, as well as our firefighter personnel, and every single one of you here today in a collaborative manner to ensure that our mutual priorities are clear. Let's keep California and Long Beach families safe from gun violence. From red flag laws to 10-day waiting periods to universal background checks, age restrictions, mental health reporting, and more, we must keep finding ways to ensure that our gun laws reflect the support for our communities for this very dire issue. In fact, this year I introduced SB 1253 for that issue, the Enhanced Firearms Safety Certifications Act. SB 1253 specifically requires that individuals moving into California with firearms from out of state are required to obtain a firearm safety certification, just as California firearm owners are required to do now. A firearm safety certificate educates firearm owners in California in the following ways: education on safe operations, handling and storage of firearms, up-to-date firearm laws in California to reduce risk and liability, and what to do with firearms when children are around, child-proofing. It seems obvious, but among many other important elements related to firearm ownership and safety, this is important and vital for us to do, and it's a practical approach to notify new California residents of their firearm duties and responsibilities. Every small action counts, and you being here today is part of that action. And I want to thank again and commend our mayor, our city manager, our city councilwoman, our law enforcement and firefighter personnel for collaborating on this very important issue to continue the good work in Long Beach and in Sacramento. And my hope is that together we can save even more lives in this state. Thank you very much. And with that, I will pass it on to Long Beach PD Commander Scott Jensen. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Scott Jensen. I am a patrol commander for the Long Beach Police Department, and thank you all for inviting me here to join you today. The safety of our community is our top priority, and we appreciate events like this that bring awareness to efforts to end gun violence. Our officers are working around the clock to proactively find and arrest prohibited possessors, those in possession of illegal firearms, and violent offenders who cause harm to our community. Violence is not tolerated in our city. Community engagement is critical in our efforts to keep our community safe. We're investing in efforts such as having our neighborhood safety bike team out in parks and open spaces. We'll be hosting community engagement events in 12 parks in Long Beach. This will include scam and fraud workshops for seniors, personal development and leadership workshop for teens, and hands-on activities for kids during summer camp. And we're excited to be partnering with neighborhood groups once again for National Night Out on August 6th. This is part of our commitment to building strong relationships with within local neighborhoods, as relationships are a critical component of trust. Our community safety takes all of us. That's why we're pleased to continue to partner with our neighborhood groups, businesses, city departments, and law enforcement and criminal justice partners to keep everyone safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander Jensen. Assistant Chief Jason Hosea began his career with the Long Beach Fire Department in 1996. He was then promoted to Battalion Chief in 2020, where he served as an Operations Battalion Chief in the field. Chief Hosea has worked on a variety of assignments and was most recently assigned to the Patrol Bureau as an administrative role overseeing the Ambulance Operator Program. Please help me welcome Assistant Chief of Operations Jason Hosea.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone. I didn't know I was going to get a special introduction, but I appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be speaking on behalf of certainly the men and women, the members of the Long Beach Fire Department, and Fire Chief Buchanan. My name is Jason Hosea. I'm Assistant Chief of Operations for the Long Beach Fire Department. In the city of Long Beach, we are not immune to the challenges posed by gun violence. Everyday lives are changed, families are shattered, and communities shaken by the devastating consequences of firearms falling into the wrong hands. Yet amidst the sobering reality, a force dedicated to safeguarding lives is preventing tragedies before they occur. The group you see here behind me today is that group. But where do fire departments and our EMS partners fit into this equation? They are the unsung heroes on the front lines, the first responders who witnessed the grim aftermath of gun violence, the ones who rush into danger not knowing what horrors they might encounter, yet steadfast in their commitment to save lives. We don't just respond to emergencies. We collaborate with law enforcement agencies, community organizations, and healthcare professionals to address the root causes of gun violence and implement strategies to reduce its prevalence. But their role extends beyond, far beyond prevention, and encompasses healing, support for those affected by gun violence, from providing immediate medical care to offering counseling services for survivors and their families. Together, we can build a safer Long Beach, but it requires a collective action, a shared commitment to prioritize safety above all else. Let us stand shoulder to shoulder with our fire departments, all first responders, all champions of gun safety in support of these efforts. In closing, let us remember that the true measure of a society's greatness does not lie in its ability to wield power, but its capacity for empathy and compassion. By supporting all champions of gun safety in this mission, we're not just protecting lives, we're nurturing the soul of our city and building a legacy of hope for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hosea. Our next guest has been an advocate for and key leader in many of the Miller Children's and Women's Growth Initiatives. He has also engaged with various advocacy groups like California Children's Hospital Association and holds roles on the board of Long Beach Health and Human Services. Please welcome Yair Katz, Chief Executive, Miller Children's and Women's Hospital.
Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say thank you to the City of Long Beach and Mayor Rex Richardson and Vice Mayor Cindy Allen for hosting this incredibly important event this year. And thank you to Dr. Suli Saro, who is our district leader by the hospital, for being a tireless leader against gun violence and promoting awareness in the community. I'd also like to thank Senator Lena Gonzalez, who has been a tremendous advocate for MemorialCare and for Miller Children's and Women's Hospital Long Beach. Since her son was born there at Miller's, she has really been supporting us since then and throughout the pandemic, and I want to thank her for that. I'd also like to thank Long Beach Fire and Long Beach PD, as well as our EMS, for being tremendous partners with MemorialCare. I know I can speak for our emergency and our trauma teams when I say we are deeply indebted to you for the service that you guys do for our community. Just yesterday, the CEOs of children's hospitals around the nation gathered to meet with policy staff at the White House to discuss solutions for curbing youth gun violence. Children's hospitals are too familiar with the physical and emotional wounds inflicted by gun violence. The event here is similar to the one hosted by the White House, aimed at bringing awareness for solutions for gun violence for children. The Children's Hospital Association is taking steps along with the Ad Council at helping promote awareness around this issue at a nationwide level. Gun violence is a public health crisis. Listen to these statistics. According to a new study in pediatrics, children killed by firearms annually has increased 50% from 2012 through 2021. And for every one of those lives lost, there are 4 that survive firearm injury. The study also found that 70% of pediatric gun violence victims are discharged directly from the emergency department, going straight to their house. And think about the brief window they have from the emergency department until the time they get home to deal with the wounds and the trauma that they're dealing with. This needs to change. It's important for our city, for health systems, for the community to come together to find solutions to make more meaningful and sustainable change. At our emergency department, a level 2 trauma center, we are only getting busier, and the intensity of violent injuries sustained by children is increasing. I applaud our team, the team behind me, for the great and intentional work that they do to return our community to health. And I know I stand in solidarity with them when I say enough is enough. Now I'd like to invite up my colleague, Dr. Douglas Frazier, the medical director of our trauma center.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Enough, that's my shirt. It is enough. We're very, very grateful to be here today. My outstanding team from MemorialCare Long Beach Medical Center behind me here. I have some nurse practitioners and trauma coordinators, and we have so many people dedicated every day to helping people that are injured. It is just unbelievable the amount of preventable death that is out there, and gun violence is a leading cause of preventable death. Sometimes accidents do happen, and our men and women of the fire department show up to the scene and people die in a car crash, and it's extremely sad, but it's no sadder than having a young person that we had literally get in an altercation and shot over a pair of tennis shoes that he wouldn't give up. And to have to be able to sit a family member and parents in our waiting area afterwards and have the fire department give their best efforts, and the police that are, get everybody to our hospital very quickly, and then still have to tell them that their young son's not coming home tonight because he's dead as a result of gun violence. That's probably the worst day for a parent. Anyone that's lost a loved one, you can remember that for the rest of your life, and that's our every single day. Everyone, your worst moment you're having, that's our every day, and we're tired of it. We have enough business, and customers, as was made a reference, from, people, falling at work and construction injuries and car crashes and so many other things that can hurt the human body. But, to have senseless acts of gun violence is something that we need as a community to do better. And, talk to your children, talk to your loved ones, and express to them that it's not worth it, to use a gun and do that. It can end a life, and sometimes they don't kill the person. I mean, I had a young 12-year-old that was paralyzed from his waist down from a gunshot injury. And so for the rest of his life now, he's paralyzed. So I really want to thank the fire department. Without them, we would not have patients at our trauma center. So that they go out and put their lives on the line and bring us our patients, and the police officers that keep us safe, even in the community and all the way up into the trauma center. With it can be pretty hectic there. So thank you very much to our colleagues there, the mayor's office, for hosting this event here. And I'm a Southern California native, but I'm new to Long Beach, and I'm just overly impressed with the amount of community involvement, and we just want to be a part of that. We'd love to come have you visit us in the trauma center, but it has to be a scheduled visit, because if you show up there unscheduled, it's probably a pretty bad day, and we have enough of those. So we really appreciate you guys, and please talk to your children and your family members, and we really need to do a better job as a group, as a team, to end gun violence. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Fraser. For over a decade, Dr. Joni Ricks Odie has been a dedicated civic leader in Long Beach. Her extensive involvement includes serving on the North Long Beach Neighborhood Alliance, Uptown Property and Business Improvement District, Citizens Police Complaint Commission, and currently is chair of the Long Beach Planning Commission. Dr. Joni is deeply committed to advocacy, engagement, and effective representation, witnessing firsthand the profound impact of policy decisions on people's lives. As a mother of 2 young children, she understands that their futures depend on the decisions we make today. Please welcome 9th District Council Member Dr. Joni Ricks Odie.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a little shorter than some of the other folks that came before me. Again, my name is Dr. Joni Ricks Odie, and I stand before you today not only as a council member, but also as the mother of 2 young children. And today I want to address the critical issue that deeply affects our community, and that is gun violence. Everyday gun violence impacts real people. It can fracture families, shatter the sense of safety in our neighborhoods, and leave lasting scars, particularly in marginalized communities. These communities are disproportionately affected, which deepens existing inequalities and can make recovery harder. As a mother, I think about my children and their opportunities, and I want them to feel safe, go to school without fear, and play outside freely. That is why I'm committed to addressing gun violence as a public health issue. It's not just a crime problem, it's a community well-being concern. It is important to recognize the significant changes happening at the county, state, and federal level that support our local efforts. The federal government has implemented sensible gun control measures aimed at reducing gun violence. This includes comprehensive background checks for gun purchases, mandatory waiting periods to prevent impulsive actions, and restrictions on certain types of firearms. These laws reflect the seriousness of gun ownership and the responsibility that it entails. Mental health support is another critical component of our strategy. Providing access to mental health services can prevent crises that lead to violence. The city has increased funding for mental health programs and established crisis intervention teams that work closely with law enforcement to de-escalate potentially violent situations and connect individuals with the help that they need. Community engagement is also essential. By fostering strong community connections, we create an environment where people look out for each other. Community programs and events can build these connections to provide support networks. Long Beach has launched several neighborhood safety initiatives that involve residents in developing and implementing safety plans tailored to their specific needs. At the root of everything, education is key, particularly for our youth. We need to teach young people about conflict resolution and the consequences of violence. By providing them with the tools and the knowledge they need, we can help prevent future violence. This includes programs in schools that focus on social and emotional learning, mentoring programs that provide positive role models, and active after-school activities that keep kids engaged and out of trouble. Addressing the root causes of gun violence is vital. This includes tackling issues like poverty, racial disparities, lack of education, and mental health services. These are complex problems, but they are not insurmountable. With dedication and a collaborative effort, we can make significant progress. Economic development, affordable housing, and access to quality education are all part of the solution. We need to create opportunities for everyone in our community to thrive. In closing, let us honor the victims of gun violence. Let their memories inspire us to make lasting changes for future generations. We owe it to them and to ourselves to build a community where safety and peace are the norms, not the exceptions. Finally, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to those who helped plan today's event, including Vice Mayor Allen's office, Long Beach Public Health, the Long Beach Police Department, and our Long Beach Fire Department. Your dedication and hard work make events like this possible and drive us toward a safer community. Your contributions are invaluable, and we couldn't do this without all of you. Thank you so much for your time.
I want to thank everybody again for coming out. It's been my pleasure to bring everybody together. Thank you again for your dedication to ending gun violence. Please stay involved, stay vocal, and stay committed. Visit our information booth to learn how you can continue to make a difference. Take photos, share your message on social media using the Wear Orange and End Gun Violence hashtags, and let the world know that Long Beach stands united against gun violence. Thank you all for attending. I think we're going to take a photo now.